our player tip of the podcast is don't be a dick.
Well, you know, we can only get so close to it.
We tried.
Yeah.
Our player tip, and you can avoid dickitude by focusing on those arcane studies. My personal favorite is the Ash Prison. So in order to make the Ash Prison work, you need a combination of spells, either 2 spellcasters or a single one over 2 rounds, which is a little harder without somebody keeping them there, but hey, you never know.
And so you got a fighter that's coming in, he's going to bear hug him and like, do it!
So the first thing is you cast Wall of Fire on your enemies, and then you surround them with a wall of fire, or wall of force, and encase them so they can't escape the fire. Locking them in with the flames and turning them into a barbecue for up to a minute. Escape is nearly impossible as the wall is immune to most damage. Spells such as disintegrate and dispel are really only probably the only a couple of the few ways that you could actually break this combo. Now, obviously, this would be easier with 2 spellcasters, either 2 wizards or a source wizard or whatever, and one person readying their wall of force after Wall of Fire is cast. So as soon as Wall of Fire goes up, boom, Wall of Force encases them and they can't escape. Now, if you're by yourself, you might have a little more trouble with that because it's possible they can get out unless somebody's willing to grapple them and keep them in there. Or maybe they don't move. So,
unless your barbarian's an absolute badass and is just like, oh, I've got to do it, guys.
You can if they're that magical one where they get the resistance to one element.
One of the totem ones, I think, right? Yeah.
I don't remember which one it is. You get like the desert. Oh, shit, which barbarian was that?
The Storm Herald one, I think is what it's called.
Maybe that was it. That sounds familiar. But basically, one of them's like the desert, and I think it makes them resistant to fire. Or if you've got a tiefling buddy who's willing to grapple some bitches and just let them burn, and he'd be like, it was back like my good old times back in hell.
he's like reminiscing, like, oh, this sounds fucking cool. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'll be in there.
Steve's like, that's diabolically brilliant.
I love it. That's brutal shit right there. I love it.
He says, I hope my players don't get that smart. Ian, what do you think, buddy?
I actually used Wall of Fire this other day, so I'm down with this.
I would love this just because I want to imagine the fact that, like, yeah, there's only one spellcaster in your team, which I mean is possible, right? Sometimes you only get like that one spellcaster on your team. And this would be like he's trying to conjure this idea, like, I don't really know how to make it work. Well, if you got this, you know, the rest aren't spellcasters, so somehow they're going to be able to make it work, right? You got you got the paladin, the fighter, and the barbarian grappling all of them. You're like, hey, bring fire. We burn all of them. Ow.
I love it.
I like it too. It's great.
Yep.
I think that'll do it for our player tip of the podcast. Don't be a dick.
Oh, yeah.
Nice try. Hey, thank you so much for all your support and watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. We are the hosts of the Crit Academy, a Dungeons & Dragons discussion podcast.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button.
And be sure to ring that bell. Get our latest content as we toss it out there. And it's good stuff.
Everyone loves fat loots and great D&D inspiration. Keep your blade sharp and spells prepared, heroes.